Alrighty, guys, we are back for Chapter 6, Night Prince Once Burned. Let's get right to it, see what awaits us next. Amber, can you hear me? You open your eyes as Vlad's face materializes in front of you, blurry at first, but soon clear enough to see the concern. What happened? Your voice comes out weaker than you expected. You blacked out after using your powers. Will she be all right? Vlad turns to Ben and the rest of the human blood donors. All of you leave. That's very nice. Ben, I'll catch up with you guys later. Ben, I'll be okay. Let's do Vlad, that's not very nice. Kindness won't heal your wounds. The group exits as Vlad gives them one more menacing glare. So I fainted. Yes. You were also bleeding from your ears, but that stopped now. Vlad, words are blunt, but they lack the sharp tone he used with Ben. You try to sit up, but as you do, the world around you starts to go blurry once more. Slowly. He grasps your shoulder, easing you into a sitting position. Then he slides behind you so that your back rests against his chest. Careful, I'm all sweaty. Heavens, not sweating blood. Smartass. Are you anemic? I don't think so, but I haven't been to the doctor in a long time, for obvious reasons. You glance down at your right hand. Though at this point, maybe trying to keep my powers a secret is a moot point. Vlad grabs your hand, and before you realize what he's doing, he has your red, smeared fingers in his mouth. Uh-oh. What? His warm tongue snakes between your fingers, trying to get every last drop of blood. Finally, he lets go. You're not anemic. You can tell by the taste. Did you figure that out? Did you figure out what's wrong with me? Let's do that. Can you tell by the taste? You'd be surprised what I can do with my tongue. Oh my goodness. Really? Though admittedly I couldn't pick up on what the problem actually is. If Vlad intended the subtle innuendo, it doesn't show on his face. It's likely that has to do with your powers. I think I can get up now. His arms stop you before you can get more than a few inches, drawing you back against his hard, heated chest. Stop fidgeting. I'm not going to bite you. Going to lick the blood off my head instead? You can't see his face, but you can almost see his smile. No, not that either. Tell me, has this ever happened to you before? Being held against my will by a vampire? Sure, lots of times. Amber. You think back, ruling out the times you felt dizzy after falling during practice or banging your head. Years ago, before I started working for the circus, then a bit into your few months there. Once I even fainted when Marty and I were performing. Vlad tenses. Geez, if I thought his chest felt hard before, now it's like leaning against steel. He releases you, pulling out his phone and striding away from you. What's going on? Calling Martin. I have a theory about what's causing this. Should I stay here? I'm sure if it wasn't important, he'd fill me in. From the distance, Vlad makes the call. It's unclear exactly what's being said. However, by his demeanor and a glowering expression, there's no doubt that whatever Marty's saying has made him furious. By the time he storms back to you, still on the phone, he's practically fuming. It appears my theory was correct. Martin, I am not pleased. The next time you withhold information from me, rest assured that'll be your death. I'll burn you to death. Okay, well, whatever Marty is about to say on the other end is cut off as Vlad abruptly hangs up. That's a little harsh, don't you think? He kept information from me, information that put you at risk, that led to this. He gestures to the speckle blood where you hit the floor. Regardless of his motivations, withholding information from me is a very severe crime. I meant what I said. If he does it again, I'll kill him. You're the coldest person I've ever met. He won't do it again. Let's see. How do you withhold information from a mind reader? I'm going to go, you're the coldest person I've ever met. I'm going to be mean. Sometimes a cold touch is necessary. You could have died, Amber. And threatening my friend helps that. When someone threatens me or endangers a person under my protection, I make an example of him. This is the second time I've let Marty live out of consideration for you, but he won't get a third pardon. I can't afford to let others think they can get away with similar behavior because you'll lose your scary reputation. Yes, and my people will suffer for it. I don't kill out of a perverse sense of enjoyment. I do it to protect those who are mine, because once life is lost, it's lost forever. His voice thickens. Loss has cost me greatly. Maybe you have a point. There must be a better way. We'll have to agree to disagree. We'll do that. Perhaps. But I believe that with time, you will begin to see things as they truly are. Later, I want to call Marty so I can talk to him. Give him a chance to come clean on anything else without your death threat hanging over him. After that, he hides something from you at his own peril. Deal? Deal. You start to walk away, but Vlad's voice stops you in your place. We're not finished yet, Amber. What's this? Vlad leads you into the medical room down the hall. As soon as you're both inside, he removes his shirt. Martin said that without regular doses of vampire blood, your body will destroy itself. It seems we've already reached the limit of how far you can go without it. What if I said no? Would you force me? Of course not. That said, without this, you will die. With his shirt removed, you can see that the scars of his hand continue up to his forearm, a fine dusting of hair covering some of them. Reflexively, you rub your own scar. I barely remember the pain of my skin splitting open when the electricity from the power line ripped through my flesh. Does he remember what happened when all those scars were made, or has the passing of centuries erased them from his mind? I remember. He could have healed his scars with vampiric blood, but he chose to keep them instead. Why didn't he? Vlad's eyes are exponentially. Should I stay quiet, don't care? Let's do that, yeah. You know Vlad can read your thoughts. If he wanted to answer the question, he would. If he only answered in cryptic. His only answer is cryptic. Led my armies from the front, Amber. Everybody holds their sins close to their skin. Fangs gleam for an instant before Vlad bites into his wrist, pulling up two deep crimson holes. Then come and taste me, oh God. Will this turn me into a vampire? It will be my pleasure. I'm not sure about this. Let's do that. You've been drinking vampiric blood for years, according to Marty. It's the only thing stopping your powers from killing you after all. What's the plan? Are you going to pull me into a drink, or I am supposed to lick it off your skin? He smirks, strolling towards you, a thumb reaching out to gently touch your lower lip. Why, that's up to you, Amber. I should drink it from a glass. I like that idea. I'm going to drink from a glass. I'll have it in a glass. Very well. He moves with a supernatural speed, vanishing from the gym and returning with a goblet. Then, with careful precision, he lets out a few drops of blood into the glass. It mixes perfectly with the red wine within. You take the glass with shaking hands, tipping it back and downing it. The wine tastes far better than Marty's health shakes. Still, the subtle bitter flavor remains. I hope I don't start associating wine with Vlad. The man in question watches you intently as you drink, his eyes a bright green. His expression is almost frightening in its intensity. Well, bang. The gymnasium door slamming open makes you jump as though burned. Vlad turns to the newcomer with visibly irritation on his face, quickly slipping back into his shirt. What is it? Maximus strides into the gym, taking a moment to glance over the two of you before responding. You have visitors. Vlad's button-up shirt as he scowls the Maximus. And you are so important that you had to find me at once and enter without knocking? It doesn't take much to hear the threat behind those silky words. I should stand up for Maximus. Berate Maximus, I'm going to stay silent. See what happens. This isn't my fight. Best to stay out of it. Forgive me, but it's Mercedes and his co-ruler. Their spouses as well. What, so early? Vlad gaze turns straight towards you. Right, understand, I'll make myself scarce. You start to turn towards the door when his voice rings out. Amber, stop. His commanding tone freezes you in your tracks. Afraid you're too late, Vlad. A new voice rings out as the first of Vlad's guests strides through the door, fangs gleaming. We've already arrived. Oh, look at that. So we've got a problem. We'll see what happens next time. It looks very interesting. Alrighty, guys. So tomorrow will be Chapter 7. As always, give that video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day now.